Hey Nosey Flockers, welcome back to Nosey Ostrich, your go-to spot for weird, wild, and wonderfully true animal stories. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on something you might not want to see, but need to. We're talking about the emotional toll that zoo life takes on animals, especially the ones who seem quiet, still, or just plain sad. You may think zoos are educational and fun, and sometimes they are, but behind the fences, the carefully staged rocks, and the feeding shows, there's a different story. And it's not always a happy one. When people visit zoos, most are excited to see animals they've only watched in documentaries: gorillas, giraffes, ostriches, rabbits, and more. But beneath the surface, something feels off. Take gorillas, for example. Instead of energetic play, many sit still for long stretches with their expressions blank. That stillness isn't peace. It's often a sign of withdrawal or depression. Giraffes often stand silently in corners with little stimulation. Ostriches, born to run and roam, are seen pacing, a common stress response. And rabbits, naturally curious and alert, may appear shut down in pens without hiding spots or enrichment. These behaviors aren't random, they're signals. Signs that zoo life might meet their physical needs, but not their emotional ones. In the wild, gorillas live in tight-knit troops, foraging, grooming, and traveling miles per day. In zoos, they're confined to smaller spaces and observed constantly by strangers. No privacy, no choice, no true social complexity. Giraffes roam up to 30 miles a day in the wild, browsing for leaves and navigating vast savannas. In captivity, they eat what's given and walk in circles. Ostriches can run up to 43 miles per hour across open grasslands. In a zoo, they have less room to run, so they pace to cope. Can you imagine once having free land to roam, then all of a sudden, your space downsized significantly? Rabbits build underground tunnels and flee from threats. In a gated enclosure with no burrows or escape, their natural instincts fade, and stress rises. Imagine being watched every single day. Up close, through glass, nets, or fences by strangers who tap, yell, laugh, and point. Wouldn't you be annoyed? In the wild, animals choose when to be seen. In a zoo, animals have no control whatsoever. Some animals become desensitized, not because they're fine with it, but because they've stopped reacting. Some animals, like gorillas, show signs of discomfort, avoiding eye contact, turning their backs, or hiding. And yes, they can still hear through the glass. Glass dulls sound, but many animals hear low-frequency vibrations or muffled human noise. Species like rabbits, birds, and primates have sensitive hearing, so even muted crowds, camera clicks, and hallway echoes can cause stress. They don't get used to it. They learn to endure it. But coping is not the same as thriving. Many zoo animals develop zoochosis, a psychological condition that leads to repetitive, obsessive behaviors. Take a look at this video of zoochosis being explained and shown.
6 or 7 years of traveling around them, Europe, India or America, all sorts of places. I've never come across one single zoo that hasn't had some really bad exhibits where the animal is suffering from stereotypic behavior in some form or other.
these are not quirks. They're symptoms of emotional strain, often triggered by confinement, boredom, and lack of choice. In the wild, animals make daily decisions. In zoos, everything is routine, and that slowly unravels their natural instincts. So what happens when the visitors go home? Do the animals finally relax? Not really. Many are moved to night rooms or holding areas, small windowless spaces where they sleep. These rooms are often far smaller than their exhibits, with minimal stimulation. A 2014 study in zoo biology found that many animals pace and self-harm more often after zoo hours, especially in these confined overnight spaces. Why, you ask? Because it's even more boring, more isolating, and for social animals, lonelier. Some zoos offer enrichment like puzzle feeders or toys after hours, but enrichment isn't a substitute for freedom. Yes, there are some upsides. Modern zoos help conserve endangered species like the California condor or black-footed ferret. Some serve as rescue centers for injured or orphaned animals, and they do help raise awareness about wildlife. But even the best zoo can't mimic the wild. A window isn't a forest. A pen isn't a prairie. A cage isn't a jungle. No matter how natural it looks, it's still a box. So Nosey Flockers, next time you see an animal behind glass, ask yourself, are they thriving or surviving? Are they curious or coping? Are they living or waiting? We owe it to these animals to ask hard questions and push for better standards. Even better, support true sanctuaries, protected wild spaces, and ethical rehabilitation centers where animals can live with dignity, not display. If you enjoyed this segment, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and share to spread awareness. Until next time, Flockers.